today for the Zini Genocide Commemoration 12th anniversary. Chadawacham Hamyakher, Hamil Vidrikumuna, Salvagara Duasa Salia, Genocide Izia, Anjara Gisakugir. Before we begin the formal program, I would like to share a few housekeeping notes. Very please take your seats and make yourself comfortable. The toilets are located right away at the end to the left. Emergency exits are clearly marked around the venue. In the event of an emergency, please listen to what the volunteers and Humor Church staff say. We kindly ask the mobile phones to be turned silent during the formal parts of the program.
Let us at this moment recognize the prostrate, compassion, solidarity. America, Hungary, seja para casa tem transvaria para senhora Ramavade, avec Hyundai, c'est la part mais c'est une
Land is of great significance to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, but the connection we feel to country can be a difficult concept for non-Indigenous people to grasp. The living environment goes beyond physical elements and is fundamental to our identity.
وإيران توقع تأكيد كأسر أرض القجي أردوان قال كان إسرائيل تصوير المهمة ورابطة حلقة وصل ورابطة النظام أردوان لها كقال ما كانش سكان النت تصوير شعب إسرائيل النت أصلي فيهم بقى حتى ما فيش ما في دراسة الباوان هم يعرفون الباوان شوارع هويته أساسا هويته.
For Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, country encompasses an independent relationship between individual and the ancestral lands and seas. This reciprocal relationship between land and the land is our food, our culture, our spirit and our identity.
I want to thank the Yazidi community for inviting me here to be with you today on what is a painful day, a difficult day. I want you to know that you are much loved members of the Australian community, and it's an absolute honour to be standing beside you on this day. I also want to thank the organisers today in the church for hosting what is an important event in our community. As I walked in this afternoon, I was struck by the endless photos, the faces of victims of the genocide. I was struck by the scenes of families trying to recover. The artwork, there was a particular painting of a mother who could not celebrate Eid because her sons were buried in a mass grave underneath the April flowers. That struck me.
كسر يزدي نافرة كشتن وقدية هذا ريبورتين هذا جاكين الوانجي في سهل صار كسي هذا قدن هذا كشتن بل أو كسي هذا ريبورتين وشش هذا كساتنا بل بس ماشى هناك هناك عائلة هاتن كاملة عائلة شوان عائلة هاتن قدن مع عائلة دقيق on the next slide, وجهات مجتمع الجزيرة التومبا كبار الكاريبيين.
إفارة بخير وهم خيرات سرسرة وسرجافة أبناء رجالية إزديال تومبا هم خيراتنا وهموات كان أبرو ونحاضر بنا هم ذي مراسم أحياء ذكرى دوانزدي إبادة إزديال ريبادو.
Good afternoon everyone. On behalf of the Yazidi community in Australia, I would like to sincerely thank you all for being here today as we gather for the Yazidi Genocide Commemoration 12th anniversary.
البيشية قلب ممنون وسوقاسة كبس نور رش ممثلي سكان أستراليا أصلي ركوا أبو بدري حاضر بنا وأنا درفت دايما من سرر ديوان فان مراسم وعرفوا عدته خبرية ببن جارك دم بجنوان قلب ممنون مجوارا.
I'd like first to acknowledge and thank you and thank our First Nations representatives for their welcome to the country and for allowing us to gather on this land today.
هروهام خيراتنا همو مهفاني وخد كانش ممثلية حكوماتي وبرلمانتار وقادة المجتمع المدني ومنظمات وأفراد وسائل الإعلام وبوليس MA كيوباس كوابرو بدري حاضر بنا همو أو قاربون تضامن بمرة دان بذكري دربازة.
I also extend my gratitude to our distinguished guests, government representatives, community leaders, organizations.
أبرز 12 سال درباز بون سر جنوسايدا زيادة سال 2014 أو ما سات بسرية زيادة هاتي حتى دنيا تجبير كل ذلك مبهزاران عزيز إجلاس دان مبهزاران كت وكرد وخور هاتنا هزاران كت وكرد وخور هاتنا خطفان دنو هاتنا نيبت وان مبنى قريانا نيبت عائلتنا هموجة كدو بلابون نيبي جوان الكامبات عايشين ونيبي وان الدولة الغريبية على ذكرتهم.
Today marks 12 years since the genocide committed against the Yazidi people in 2014. It's a tragedy that brought unimaginable suffering to our community. Thousands of innocent people lost their lives. Families were separated. Women and children were subjected to horrific violence, and entire communities were displaced from their homes.
أبرو إزدي سلاسل جهاني في ذكر ريفت بن وانجي أما في أستراليا تعيشين أبناء روجك بس مجرد ذكريات بلكو أوجي تشتكي قالك مهمة هر شخص يجمع ذكريات كعزيز الدليل ودمايا وهو ذكرى مرتبطة بشخص كيفا إنسان كيفا وجدس دايا وباورنا كجارك دليل غيره.
For many Yazidis around the world, including those now living in Australia, these memories are not distant history. They remain deeply personal and continue to affect survivors and families every day.
أبرو أو روجا أمانة ديرا خوبيني نوم بيجنا وانا مجبرنا كان حتى دنيا أبرو أو روجا أو إنسان يتكاريبون بقوتا خو سمودا خو أجدس داعش خلاص بقول وحياته خو بالدوام بكن السروان كله كسر درد دوان دي تيردا.
Today is a day of remembrance for those we lost. It's also a day to honor the strength, resilience and courage of survivors who continue to rebuild their lives despite the pain and trauma they have endured.
أبرو أمسر بلدنا كارين بيجي مجتمعنا التوم بعد حتى حدك كارين اندماج بمجتمعي استراليا التوم بعد عايشنا ومزان استراليا التوم بعد وفي خليتك ثقافات متعددة وما كاريب وحفاظ السر هوية خو قومية خو تاريخي خو ديني خو بكل فعاليات دوكيفان قال لك مهم نوركو عم بس كبير من بلكو أوجي دا أم بزاني زارود ما في مرة بزاني أبشروا جو تشاو بسرعة مهات وهذا دنيا رجبير لك.
As a community, we are proud to contribute positively to Australia's multicultural society while continuing to preserve our identity, culture and history. Events such as this are important not only for remembrance but also for education, awareness and ensuring that such atrocities never forgotten and never repeated.
هروها ذلك ممنونش دعم حكومات والشعب استراليا وممثلين وانا برو بدري حاضر بونا ورسالة قوية انه اول تضامن وكشتاوت قلو.
We are deeply grateful for the support shown by government representative organizations and the broader Australian community. Your presence here today sends a strong message of solidarity, compassion and unity.
خوشكو قرايد عزيز البردة ومبونا.
راسا إجلالي يا نخش أمنية كسامان يكون جاتا بشيء أمنية كسامان ما تشتري نزاني أو سبيلك نخش حروش أمنية بأمام أقول كويس كده نادرا كساش كرابيانا شتيرا كساش كده السيرمان حرب الدوام والمرن يكون معنا كساش كده. We left Sinjar carrying only what we could hold in our hands. We walked through the fear, hunger, and sensitivity, searching for safe place. We lost our home and our belongings, but we carried with us our identity, our traditions, and our hope for the future. Mashigar Dela. وسيما شغال هنا الشركة سمعنا ما رشتها ما شركتها ما خرج شركة رشتها بل ما ثقافتها رشتها ما دينها رشتها ما هويتها فريد إزجاجين رشتها تشكيل I survived because I wanted the world to know what happened to my people. Our suffering was not قابل جماعي بالصدق ما قابل جماعي العراقي ومن عمل يعرفوا حسب نوع الصلاة أو يفيش نص مقدار الجماعي الشباب. Beyond the numbers, there are always voices within these Bibles. إشبيلي أرقامها دي مشاهدات ناجحة نفس أرقام ونفس سيرونات دائما شهادات ناجحة ومقارن إيرو ونسمي One of the survivors says, they took away everything from us, our homes, our families, and our sense of safety. We experienced unimaginable suffering, but we survived. We carried off the memory of who we lost, and we continue to stand strong for our people. إيشوانا جاءت بجد راسا بلي حمودش تشمابين مالتنا عائلتنا أمان.
Experience total trauma and disappointment. Many members of the Israeli community carried off deep trauma from the 2014 genocide, and the organization like you has played an important role in supporting healing, recovery, and restoration. We are grateful for the present support. Please welcome to the
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mavis, and the team leader for QPAS here in Toowoomba. Today we gather to acknowledge and commemorate the 12th anniversary of the Yazidi genocide, a day of remembrance, reflection, and solidarity. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet and pay respect to elders past, present, and emerging. I sincerely thank the Yazidi community for inviting QPAS to be part of this commemoration. It is an honor to stand alongside you as we remember those who lost their lives, those who remain missing, and those who continue to live with lasting impact of the genocide.
شمرا شرفا أسي وأبوار بسكينة من إلى قبيل مجروجة أروح شهيكوي ويتكين دستدا عشرة وأبتكن وهدان معنا تدوان هنا شيبادي.
For many Yazidi families, the pain of what happened has not ended.
اشتغل عائلات الهزيرة إيش نقول شيء خلاص نبنا وهي معنا خلاص نبنا.
The genocide was not only a tragedy of the past, it remains that it continues to affect people today.
الجنسية شيء هيش مستمر وهتانها ونبي نستفيد معدي وخلاص نبيها.
Purchased homes and started business, pursued education and supported future generations.
البداية هم أمدين قالك هذا قالك الشغل وقالك هذا الشغل بس فضاء عننا أمدين دعم يبدوك.
Community leaders, the Yazidi community leaders, continue to strengthen and advocate for their people. And these achievements do not erase the pain of the past, but they demonstrate courage, hope, and resilience. They show remarkable capacity of the people to move forward while honoring their history and identity. The government can help create a future where everyone can live safely, participate fully, and thrive. Today we remember those who were lost. Let us also honor the courage of survivors, celebrate the strength of the Yazidi community, and renew our shared commitment to a future of peace, dignity, and hope. I thank you.
Behind every tragedy are human lives, families and personal stories that continue to carry the pain and impact of what.
I have lived in Australia since 2023. And I am deeply thankful to this country. Australia gave me hope, a new beginning, and a safe place to call home after I spent more than 7 years living in a refugee camps in Iraq.
استراليا حتى كانوا دائما أمان دائما مالك دائما وفق دائما سهل سيفتي دائما بشكل سهل از عيش من دولة أخرى كنازح ومهاجر.
Today marks 12 years since ISIS attacked my people.
يروح تبدأ وانز سنة كذا 10 عام بسنة مراكب.
I was not even 7 years old when ISIS
عندي ما حد صار لهم وقت داعش سمعت كلمة ذكرتي.
a terrorist group responsible for genocide and crimes against humanity.
عندي ما حد صار لهم وقت داعش سمعت كلمة ذكرتي وجنال الذي اسمه بينها بارشون.
Came to our village. Some of our Muslim neighbors People who had shared food with us and lived beside us for years.
أو جنادي مقام وقام خداع دي وقت أو بتشي أو بسماعي كيس لابون غير كي أو يرمونا بعد واندا عشر واندا هابيا.
Don't they?
ونا بعد شهر.
Those memories will stay with me forever.
الذكريات من مرة من حتى الدنيا.
As we run on foot toward Mountain Singer,
مدش همون ديجا نزل أحداثي.
hoping to survive.
ندي يوم باز ده كأنشنا جايش نقالي ده خلاص.
I still remember every detail.
ندي ساتش همون ديجا نزل أحداثي.
The unbearable heat, the long line of cars that had stopped because of the heat, because they had no fuel.
ترس كشتن جبتن برشيبون بي منزل مسلم مرشيا عالم هم درك لنا وقت درك الواجهين بارسينا لوقت الشتاء.
The fair on people's faces, the crying, the hard work, the hopelessness.
عالم كيا عالم برشيبو بدي عالم كستيبو.
Not everyone had a car.
عالم هم درك لنا.
And even those who did could not keep going because no fuel.
أبي كذا ميكون هنجي نتعلم بهالشيء وامبي إثبات بارزينا.
So we keep walking. My grandma was old and very sick. She couldn't walk fast, but we had no choice. Then acid blood vessels. They started shouting at innocent people. Many people were killed. Right in front of our eyes. Those who survived were taken. Most of the men were later murdered. Girls and women between the age of 5 and 50 were taken into sexual slavery. Young boys were forced to learn the Quran. Forced to convert to Islam. And trying to use my cousin and 2 of my uncles were among them.
صار بيت كشبرين بحلنا قرآني بسمان كرين وحلما نسلاحي مشان نشير وما مني اللي وانا.
My family and I were captured.
أزو عائلتك وهذا نجرتني.
They took us to a school in Mosul.
أم بنا مدرسة في موسى.
When I arrived, I saw thousands of Yazidi women and girls inside that school. ISIS called us war booty. The mothers were screaming. The ISIS fighters walked through the road to be the women and girls they wanted, or killed if they were no longer wanted. I was one of those girls. One ISIS terrorist took me. Later another one bought me. For 10 years. My identity and my strength were violated. I was only 7 years old. I was beaten, starved, and upset. It's one of the hardest things I have ever had to say. But I was afraid every day. When I was 47 years old, 47. The mother was keep asking them, where's my child? Where's my child? After around 2 hours, they brought some food. To his mother. And told her to eat, and she was starving. She did eat, and they asked her, do you like the food? It's your child, me? She became crazy. And asking them, begged them to kill her. be their slave.
أو شنك بطاعة جوانرا يبالي جنس جوانرا.
And was forced to clean. Sorry. I was forced to clean, cook, and look after their children because they called me their slave. Even though I was only a little girl.
هم بسا. بس هالساعة لازم بقى شيء كبار وما بعرف كبار بس برزع كبار وما. إذا جمعنا نعرفه كل تعرف.
They destroy my dreams, my family, and my community.
لما بريد خليه هاشم هذه لو يعيش كلام خاص مجال لما لا نصدقهم بين خليه هاشم فأنا الشيء اللي يحوشه أنا عارف بيجي مثلا شو ما همياش مالك عشان همياش شو إذا قلنا جاي لما نصدقهم بالشيء اللي خليه هاشم هذه مجال إحنا قدرنا نجيب عشان همياش
I survived through bombing in Baghuz, Syria, after 5 years of captivity. Perseverance did not mean the suffering was over.
سامية مدزين كلمة إليها عائلة متلعبة أزور أسئلة أشخاص باوس.
Today others stand here.
يرو أزبدي سكينة.
And I'm not only sharing my own story.
نبى بس أسقط بيجو.
I am also speaking for almost 2,700 Yazidi women.
أزبدي سكينة أسقط بهزار هسكش وجني إز يا وزارو كهدان بسداش.
Girls and children who are still missing.
جن زارو. كيشل كهدان بسداش.
I'm speaking for a community that is still broken.
هذا الشيء مش أنا أحكي كامل بيجون كهدان هبيني دوان تقول وتريد هذا.
Almost half of our people are still living in refugee camps.
هذا هم مجتمعي ما هم كم بلد عايشين نازح مهاجر من دولة أخرى.
As a Yazidi woman, I am afraid that history could repeat itself.
أصبح كشكل يزدي از أرسل إسحاق صابي وطاي مبالغ.
For generations.
هذا رسالة.
Our people have faced
هذا رسالة مزارعة كمان سليمة عافية.
misters and genocide simplify because we follow a different faith. My people do not feel safe. I believe my nightmare was over. But today I know that people linked to ISIS have arrived and started. These are the same kinds of terrorists who turn boys to become fighters and turn girls like me as a slave. Australia in May 2026.
هنيجي شلون أشاور سنة إسرائيل المراكش بالهزار الشش.
Without ever being held responsible for what they have done.
بيت حكومة شكل بجواب بيت محافظة وبيت
Because of that, I know what to say.
اشتري أثناء الأمان بينا اشتغل بالجديد.
Many people in my community no longer feel safe.
مجتمع إنرجي من الأمان له ما شعر
I'm not saying this because of hate.
أثناء هذه الجملة الشديدة عليها جوان.
I'm saying this because I know them and I know them.
وهذه الجملة الناس تميز عن الشكلية والجماعية.
And I have lived through.
وصبح ولد الرجل.
If you want children to grow up, then Australia must never become a safe place for anyone connected to ISIS.
كونت الزعمة كده مشكلة يشيل على بين استراليا نرجع في بلد عشرة بلاد العيش.
Protecting innocent people is not
مزارع فالأمان ده بعيش أنا الشيء.
It's common sense. It's justice.
كمان مش نقول كده. أنا كراهية.
It's the right thing to do.
لازم يصير على
Safety is a key.
أمان السلامات قالك.
It can destroy a single day.
أمان السلام يدش نقول كده. يمكن يتكلمان ده.
We respectfully ask Australia to restart its humanitarian resettlement program for the Yazidis who need it most.
عم تبيش حكومة إسرائيل كن فرصة بني حياتك اليوم والأمان ده بعيش.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for standing with us.
يلك ما نحسب مكة يلك ما نشكل إسرائيل رأيه ومارينا.
And I would like to thank David because he helped me. As I know, he lost his father in 2014 as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina.
جيبوا لكن وقتي دلوي حميدة داعش طلبة قالك تشتيش مكرها تبسم كاربي يكيش عائلتي خوابي بيني تقول لما قرآني بخوندن لازم اون روجيا بكرن ونميجة بكن تبسون يكيش عائلتي خوابي بيني وام في تشتي همو كما قبولت كرم بيد راديبون تبسم يكيش عائلتي خواب سلامت ببينن بس بام هموش एक दूर करनो दस्ते विशके दस्ते ताका कज़ा विश एक दूर करिए और बखाने के दस्ते ताका कज़ा विश एक दूर लगे जगह रोल ताके मैं बनेर रोल तेरे वालिश कस्ती बनेर रोल وقت داعش ام كرتين ازب خزار وقبون نو تشافي من حياتي فبوبون وقتي خوشي حمري مبولة بس بام خوشيك نادي وقتي سكلمنا خوشية كده وانا خوشي مرمزن بو او صد مهارو مرمزنت بيها تانوا وقت ذاك تشكوك من روشة كانت خيلان أسبي باب مازن ببو من الخيلان روشة كيس كارم بيها كيش عائلة تخوى بابونا دوانزة سالة أزو هزاري وكا منو بيداكو باب يانشي بيب خوشكو برات عايشة خودم که داکو بابد و چرا مقاد ساخته ساغي وسلامات بنشوار وحمد ريشن بس باها جارة كسكتش كيب بابرا ببينم يارجي كرة كيب بابرا ببينم أزغل كيب برخو خش كبرايت خد كيف أزبيشن شرا منكارم بالحدث خوش بعيشن وقت زوالك براي خببين مدرسة خلاص كريا هاشي زوجيا يا عائلتك اش خرجي كريا زغلك برخوت كبب وزد حسيم أدنى ساغب اجبر براي مجا وحقب وفانتش لا تشرا مكابب بينه وقت يمتنا موسار ومسلاح الترسان ومشار التسال بس فما على سفخش كبراي ما في تشديد ما زنبوت وبستقبل اخو سلاح وشرديتن حياتنا بس شي ابويا شوال وعائلتي برا ماشي حقايب بعيشن البحاتي وش حقي ما بحيش بحياتي بس هكذا زحمة التسدى عجلة تكريم أزد حسيم بقوتي أزد حسيم أمن شجاع أزوهر ناجية كهور شخصك ككد قد السدى عجلة باربكن من ذياب حمري منو بروهي من بابي منو براي منو هر إنسان كيف أقر يابانا اجبر خشكو داكو براو بابي هر إنسان كي إد مشيكن أفدو عز الصالة وجهزتي لابوي من ناديت يا جبرتشي جبرت تعبا وزحمتات اليا بابي بقول بس داعش نيلا داعش تشتق نيلا أو مالك حلمين رأسو عائلة اخوتي دا بعيشين داعش شمبت من هذا في تاريخ بيا ونداكرنا كتشندي ما بإيشيني بلانا ونداكر اجبرت تشتب سري ما هاتي بسري يكي نهاتيا اگر چنده زحمت بی و چنده ما بی ایشینه بلا وندانا بی حقیمه حتی بابا کی میشه ابوه که و چرا مکاز خوشید بیا بس دا عشش ببره بس جماعه ازدی بلو سب سری ما کرد هكا چنده من لف واندا عايشي بنو چنده ما قرآن خوندي به وما نمش كده هر دل ما استي وما هر مين استي
Life, we were not in the hands of any people, but in 2014, when we were under the hands of ISIS, we have faced heinous crimes and atrocities. Everyone from the Yazidi community like me have had this feeling. When ISIS captured us, I was 8 years old. My dad, my brother, and my sister, we were separated from each other. They had to separate my dad from my other family members. I had my eyes open to the world. But at that time, we had to face one of the heinous crimes. That was a trauma for me, because I was really a child. Last time I said, and I'm going to say it again, I wish that everyone's here and there be reunited with their loved ones in case if they have lost them. Whenever I try to see a daughter with their parents, I feel a deep sorrow in my heart. Brothers and sisters together. When I see someone has completed their education, I see today here, standing among you, I see myself strong and I am proud because what I've passed through. I've passed, for the past 12 years that I've lost parents, I've been always remembering those missing ones, including my parents, brothers and sisters. It's my dream to see, like you, their beloved ones. I don't want this history to be forgotten. I don't want this day to be forgotten because this day reminds us of remembrance, solidarity and resilience of the Yazidi community. I know it's difficult, but we have stood to tell the communities what happened to us. We're much stronger. But because we were Yazidis, that's what actually happened to us. Because of what we believed in, our religion and our identity, this is what actually happened to us. Thank you. Now we're moving to the second video, and then we move to British Australia. نماذج نتنا مقطع من تكملة مقطع
One of those survivors she was just 11 when she was taken by ISIS and sold as a slave. Instead, she was held captive for 5.5 years and was passed between 6 different men. When she was 13, she alleges that she was given to an Australian. She identifies her captor as Muhammad Ahmad from Melbourne, who she knew as Abu Omar. He's being held in a Syrian prison without charge and denies being a member of ISIS. Sarab's friend Taysir alleges that she was later a slave to Abu Omar for more than a year. In 2019, he gave an interview to the ABC.
Did you have like any in your heart? No, I don't have any days. What son had? How many did you have? One. I was this great. It was more like half a honey. Oh, look, we treated them like a daughter.
Even a simple understanding of the events of August 3, 2014 stirs the rawest emotions and quite simply defies belief. Despite the unmentionable horror of the coordinated attacks on the Yazidi homeland of Sinjar, northern Iraq, in August 2014 by Islamic State forces, it is an event that must not be lost to history. Genocide is a suitable word to describe the acts of violence that were committed.
Genocide بيتوجا يا معقولة وعندنا وصفتكن وعنف السر مجتمعات التكرم.
The events are abhorrent to any right-thinking or caring person. We can only imagine the grief, terror and suffering that was inflicted. Understandably, many of those emotions will have stayed with you or will be stirred again today. Humane societies rightly grieve and respect the memories of the victims of such violence. We also seek justice. We gather in solidarity to remember the victims and people who are missing to this day. Today, we pause to honour your loved ones who were killed or maimed, displaced or enslaved. Lives and families were changed forever. We also care for and support you, the survivors. We cast our arms around you, our wider Yazidi community, to help salve the wounds and ease the pain. Please know that your new home is a safe and accepting society. Unfortunately, we can't banish the events of the past, but we can offer hope for a secure and peaceful future. The Toowoomba regional community extends its sympathies to you. I know we have. I acknowledge all today's supporters and the roles played by everyone involved with our compassionate community agencies, Multicultural Australia, Queensland Program of Assistance to Survivors of Torture and Trauma, Catholic Care, and their hard-working Toowoomba Refugee Migrant Services, Mercy, Humeridge, and many other assistance services.
إيرو أم خيراتنا وهموات كن التومبا وكا قوتي دكرا دوانزدي شبابت ما بيرابوين شيكرين وكا هر سال مش تجد ممنون دكتور هكا تبقناتي خوفا هرديم موجودي بمقابل وطوعي براسي أفجي واجبكي إزدياتية سرطان مشي وتدمشيني ممنوني تينا آدي تريجي مدفي أسبقهين ما خلقي ما هموي أم إزدي اتقوينا ام اس دي من چند بسري مهاتيا وإبادة چند بزحمدو بس ام اس دي ناشكن وآدي تريجي إيرو لازم ام زانبن جينوسايت وإبادة جماعي وزلام حقي خبروجك وددوا وسالك ودهان نابا إبادة أرمنجي هون كزانن بشتي 6 سالين وحقي خبرين وجينوسايت تبقي تشتيق المدكفي همو وكا شقوة أخو آلي أخو كابني مبشكاربن هر ایکش ما مدافع في قضیه بک و في ملتی بک هتانکی ام حقیق و نبن چند سال دیره چن لازم ام قوی تر ببن بهتر ام دولتا بلاد بن بهتر ام عالم ثقافت نف مدد شیر به لازم بهتر کار بن تطور شيء بي تكنولوجيا قوية بي لازم أمشي كاربن مدافعة في قضية بكن بدلكي إيزدي أم زانبن هكا أم إيزدينا قومية ودين وملت همو أم زانبن كأف تشتب سريع ما هاتيا إجبار أم إيزدي بون هكا أم الويدرين إيزدي بانا يروم البردر نتكلم سريع ما نتات أمانة بنيشلوهن اهتمام في قضية كن الدين أخو لغة أخو وقومية أخو شي بكن هون إيزدينا و أم وقاقوتي واجبي ما هموايا أم شباب أم تركا في قضية ندن وأم البي حيفا خوبن بقانوني وقلمي خوا وأم حقي خوبن.
Hi, my name is Mavis and I'm from QPAST. I'm really honored to be here with the Yazidi community for this commemoration. I have noted that there's so much resilience and hope in the community. So it is my hope that they will continue to just rebuild their lives in Australia. And we are not here to say or to scratch what happened in the past. We know that it was difficult. The wounds will always be there. The scars will always be there. But healing is possible as well and thriving.